Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you with a message that is simple, but it holds the key to a life of growth, success, and purpose. The message is this: improve yourself by 1% every day. Let me share with you 6 key principles that will change your life if you take them to heart. Each and every one of us has the power to improve, and the key is simple. Improve yourself by just 1% every day. It might sound like a small thing, but it holds the secret to transformation, to becoming the person you were meant to be. If you make this a habit, you'll find that over time, those small steps build up to extraordinary progress. Now, let me tell you something vital. Greatness is not achieved in one dramatic moment. It's the result of consistent effort, of small actions that you repeat day after day. We often look at successful people and think they reach the top because of one big breakthrough. But the truth is, they achieve their success because of a series of small, deliberate decisions to improve every single day. The impact of these tiny improvements accumulates, compounding into something far greater than we could ever imagine at first. It is not about massive leaps, but consistent, small growth. It's easy to get discouraged when we focus too much on the end goal, on perfection, but perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist. The real beauty of growth lies in the journey itself, the lessons you learn, the setbacks you face, the strength you develop when things don't go according to plan. Every day that you choose to work on yourself, you are growing, even if the progress feels small. And let me remind you, even the smallest improvements are victories worth celebrating. It is through perseverance, through taking one step at a time, that you build the foundation for something lasting and meaningful. You see, as long as you are alive, you have the opportunity to learn. Life is a constant teacher. And if you approach each day with an open mind, you will find that there is always something new to discover. Don't ever think that you have arrived, that you've learned all there is to learn. Whether it's through books, conversations, or experiences, knowledge is a gift that keeps giving. When you choose to seek wisdom, when you choose to grow in understanding, you're not just improving your mind, you're shaping the person you are becoming. Life won't always be easy, and obstacles will certainly come your way. There will be challenges that seem insurmountable, moments when you feel like giving up. But understand this: every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. It's through the struggles that you learn resilience, patience, and persistence. It's through the difficulties that you are forged into a stronger version of yourself. And while those moments can be painful, they are also the moments that teach you the most. Don't shy away from them. Face them head on, knowing that overcoming them is what will push you to become a better person. But let's be clear, growth doesn't happen by accident. It requires responsibility. You cannot sit back and wait for change to come to you. You have to take ownership of your life, of your choices, and of your actions. If you want to improve, you must be the one to take charge. Don't blame circumstances or others for where you are. Your future is in your hands. You have the power to decide every day that you will take one more step forward. Your success, your happiness, your growth, it all starts with you. Lastly, never forget the importance of reflection. It's not enough to just act. You must also pause to look back and ask yourself, what have I learned? How can I do better? Reflection gives you the clarity to see your progress and the insight to recognize areas where you can improve even more. It's not about being hard on yourself. It's about being honest and aware. The ability to reflect and adjust your path along the way is what separates those who make real progress from those who remain stuck. It's something simple yet profound. Improve yourself by just 1% every single day. Now that may sound too small to make any real difference, But let me assure you, the power of small improvements, when compounded over time, is absolutely life-changing. We are often drawn to grand achievements, big milestones. But let me tell you, true growth comes in the quiet, consistent decisions to move forward, step by step. You see, it's not about making one grand leap that transforms your life overnight. If we're honest with ourselves, that's not how life works. Success, fulfillment, and greatness don't come from one massive decision. They come from the constant, everyday choices we make to improve, to better ourselves, even in the smallest of ways. Every day you take that 1% step, you are creating a foundation of growth that will lead to incredible change over time. It may feel insignificant at first, but keep at it. And before long, you will look back and see how far you've come. But let's be clear about something else. Growth is never about perfection. True growth is about the journey. It's about recognizing that each day is an opportunity to be better than we were yesterday. Not because we're striving to be perfect, but because we're striving to be our best selves. Every mistake, every failure is part of that journey, teaching us something we can learn from, helping us refine who we are. If you get stuck on trying to get everything right, you'll miss out on the lessons that are waiting for you in the messiness of life. Improvement isn't about erasing flaws. It's about building on them, learning from them, and growing stronger. Now, this journey of self-improvement doesn't happen in isolation. It's about embracing learning in every form. We have an infinite capacity to grow, to expand our knowledge and our understanding of the world around us. Each book we read, every conversation we have, every experience we go through is an opportunity to learn something new. Don't ever think that you know everything there is to know. Humility and learning will open doors you didn't even know existed. And when you take that knowledge and apply it to your life, you begin to change, not just in mind, but in spirit and action. The more you learn, the more you grow, and the more equipped you are to face whatever life throws at you. But I want to stress this. Obstacles are part of the package. Life will never be free of challenges. We will face hardships, disappointments, and setbacks. But the question is, what will you do when these challenges come? Will you be discouraged, or will you embrace them as opportunities to grow stronger? The tough times, the difficult seasons are where character is built. They are not meant to break you. They are meant to shape you. So when you hit a roadblock, don't back down. Learn from it, adapt, and keep moving forward. Every obstacle you overcome adds a new layer of strength to your character. And when you look back, you'll see that those very challenges were some of the most important moments in your journey toward improvement. And here's the thing. Growth requires taking responsibility. We live in a world where it's easy to blame our circumstances, our environment, or other people for where we are in life. But let me tell you, no one else can shape your future for you. Only you have the power to decide every single day that you will take responsibility for your own growth. It's up to you to make the changes you want to see. Don't wait for someone else to motivate you or to push you. Take the initiative. If you want to become better, if you want to grow, then the responsibility falls on your shoulders. It's in your hands. When you take ownership of your life and your actions, you begin to realize that you are the creator of your own destiny. And as you walk this path of improvement, don't forget to reflect. We often move so quickly through life, chasing the next goal, the next achievement, that we forget to pause and reflect on where we are and what we've learned along the way. Take time to look back at your journey, not to dwell on the past, but to understand the lessons it has taught you. Reflection is a powerful tool for growth because it gives you clarity. It helps you see where you've been, where you're going, and how far you've come. And through that reflection, you can adjust your path, make changes, and ensure that you're always moving forward. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. I stand before you with a simple yet incredibly powerful message. Improve yourself by 1% every day. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, how can such a small change possibly lead to anything significant? But hear me out. This principle, this tiny commitment to making just the smallest improvement every single day has the potential to reshape your life in ways you can't yet imagine. It's not about the overnight success stories, the grand, attention-grabbing moments. It's about the quiet, consistent dedication to becoming just a little bit better each day. When you begin to embrace this mindset, when you take this commitment seriously, the results will speak for themselves. First and foremost, I want you to understand that greatness does not come from one big explosive moment. Greatness is not something you achieve in a rush. It's something that is built over time. Think of it like planting a tree. At first, you don't see the massive branches or the wide canopy that will eventually provide shade. But if you nurture that tree, if you water it every day, if you give it what it needs, it will grow, and over time, it will become something remarkable. The same is true for your growth. The 1% improvements you make every day are like watering that tree. They may seem small in the moment, but over time they accumulate and transform you into the person you were always meant to be. One small action today leads to great things tomorrow. And that leads me to an important point. We cannot allow ourselves to be obsessed with perfection. Perfection is a myth, a false goal that keeps us stuck, discouraged, and distracted. Perfection implies that we must have everything figured out, that we must get everything right. But the truth is, perfection is not the goal. The goal is progress. The goal is growth. And the beautiful thing is, growth doesn't need perfection. It needs effort. It needs consistency. It needs the courage to show up every day, to try, to learn, to make mistakes, and to try again. So let go of the weight of perfection and instead focus on improvement, however small it may seem. Every day you show up. Every day you push yourself just a little further. You are growing, and that is something worth celebrating. In this world, there's an endless amount of knowledge to be gained. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you know enough, that you've learned enough. But that's a dangerous mindset. True growth is only possible when you remain open to learning. Whether it's learning from a book, from the experiences of others, or even from the challenges and failures you encounter along the way, there is always something new to discover. And when you embrace that mindset, when you commit yourself to learning every day, you position yourself to constantly evolve. The person you are today does not have to be the person you are tomorrow. You have the ability to grow, to adapt, and to improve. The world will continue to change. And if you are committed to learning, you will always be prepared to face whatever comes your way. But make no mistake, improvement is never without its challenges. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles will inevitably arise. Whether it's personal struggles, professional setbacks, or unforeseen events, challenges are a part of the human experience, and when they come, as they certainly will, they will test you. But the key is not to avoid the challenge, but to meet it head on. It's through those challenges that you learn resilience, perseverance, and grit. You don't grow when life is easy. You grow when life is difficult, when you face adversity, and push through it. Every obstacle you overcome adds to your strength and your ability to handle whatever comes next. Don't shy away from the hard times. Embrace them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. I can't stress enough how important it is to take full responsibility for your own growth. No one is going to do it for you. No one can improve your life for you. The power to shape your future lies within you. And it starts with the choices you make every day. It's easy to blame external circumstances, our job, our family, the economy, our past mistakes, for where we are in life. But blaming others or our circumstances is a surefire way to stay stuck. If you want to see change in your life, you have to take ownership of your journey. Your future is not determined by what happens to you. It's determined by how you respond to what happens to you. If you want to improve, you have to decide that you will do whatever it takes to grow, and you will do it. Not because it's easy, but because you understand that it's necessary for the person you are becoming. And as you embark on this journey of growth, you must remember the importance of reflection. It's so easy to rush through life, focused on the next goal, the next achievement, always pushing forward without ever stopping to look back. But taking the time to reflect on your journey is a crucial part of the process. Reflection helps you to see the progress you've made, to appreciate how far you've come, and to understand the lessons you've learned along the way. When you reflect, you gain clarity. You can look at the obstacles you've faced and see how they've made you stronger. You can identify areas where you can improve and adjust your approach. Reflection is not about being critical of yourself. It's about being mindful of the lessons you've learned and using that awareness to continue your journey. Every step you take, every lesson you learn, every change you make is a part of your growth. So, take the time to reflect, to appreciate, and to adjust. But the truth is, real, lasting growth is built on small, consistent steps taken each day. You may not see the change immediately, but over time, those little improvements accumulate and compound into something powerful. Think of it like building a house. You don't construct a solid foundation by laying bricks in one day. It's a gradual process, brick by brick, that leads to a structure strong enough to withstand anything. Similarly, every time you choose to improve yourself by just 1%, you're laying the foundation for something remarkable. You don't have to make huge leaps. Small, consistent progress is what creates lasting change. Moreover, growth isn't about perfection. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you must be perfect in every aspect of life, but perfection is an illusion. It's the progress that matters. Even when you stumble or make mistakes, those are opportunities for growth. Each time you fail, you learn something valuable. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Embrace them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. But the truth is, the path to a better, stronger version of yourself is built by the small, everyday improvements you make. These incremental steps may seem insignificant in the moment, but when combined over time, they create a life of profound impact and growth. Let me offer you a perspective. Think of improvement as planting seeds. When you plant a seed, it doesn't grow into a towering tree overnight. It takes time, care, and persistence for it to break through the soil and stretch toward the sky. The same principle applies to your personal growth. Every small decision, every tiny change you make, whether it's learning something new, developing a new habit, or simply deciding to push through a tough day, plants a seed for growth. You might not notice a change right away, but when you nurture those seeds, they begin to grow, flourish, and eventually bear fruit. Over time, these 1% improvements add up to something much greater. They compound, building upon each other. And before you know it, you're a completely different person than you were yesterday, last week, or last month. But this kind of change doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment or expecting perfection. It comes from simply committing to improve, little by little, day by day. So don't let perfection hold you back. Perfection is a lie that keeps so many of us stagnant, afraid to take action because we fear we won't get it just right. But true growth doesn't require perfection. It requires action. It requires the courage to try, to fail, to learn, and to keep going despite the setbacks. Every mistake, every challenge is an opportunity for growth. And as long as you continue to make that 1% improvement, you're moving forward. The obstacles you face in life, they're not roadblocks, they're stepping stones. They test your resilience, your determination, and your willingness to grow. When you come up against difficulty, don't back away. Lean into it, embrace it, because through those challenges, you will gain strength and wisdom that will fuel your journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. I want to challenge you today. Make the decision to improve yourself by 1% every day. It doesn't matter how small the step is or how insignificant it seems in the moment. What matters is that you're making progress. It may sound like a small change, but let me tell you, the impact of those small improvements, when compounded over time, can be extraordinary. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that change requires something monumental or dramatic. But the truth is, real, lasting change is the result of small, consistent steps taken every day. Picture this. A person who makes a commitment to improve by just 1% each day. On the surface, it doesn't seem like much, but what happens over time? If you improve just 1% every day for a year, you will have grown by an astonishing 37 times your original self. It's not about big, overwhelming shifts. It's about progress, no matter how small it seems. It's about consistency. Just as a tiny drop of water can carve through rock over time, small improvements can create an entirely new life for you. This is the beauty of gradual progress. We tend to underestimate the power of small changes. We look at successful people, at those who've achieved great things, and assume their success came from a single, but what we fail to see are the countless days of hard work, the small decisions, the commitment to showing up and putting in the effort every single day. Every successful person, every great achiever has put in the time, and those small steps taken repeatedly have led them to greatness. Now, many of us, at some point, fall into the trap of believing that if we can't achieve perfection, we shouldn't try at all. We may think, why bother improving if I'm not going to do it perfectly? But let me tell you this, perfection is not the goal. Perfection is a mirage that keeps us stagnant, afraid to take action. The goal is progress. The goal is improvement. Even if you make mistakes, fail, or fall short at times, you're still moving forward. It's through those failures that you learn, grow, and become more resilient. Every setback is a lesson, a stepping stone toward a stronger version of yourself. The journey to improvement isn't a straight line. There will be obstacles along the way, difficulties, challenges, disappointments. But these are not reasons to give up. They are opportunities to rise. Think of them as the very things that will shape you into the person you need to be. Challenges force you to adapt, to think differently, to develop new skills, and to gain perspective. Without them, we would never experience the full extent of our potential. Taking responsibility for your growth is key. You are the one in control of your life. If you want to improve, it starts with taking ownership of your actions, your mindset, and your decisions. Don't wait for someone else to make things happen for you. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the right conditions. The time to start improving is now, and the power to do so is within you. It's about making the choice to take that small step today and continuing to make those steps tomorrow, the next day, and every day after that. Finally, I urge you to reflect on your journey regularly. Without reflection, we risk rushing through life without truly understanding the progress we've made. Take time to look at how far you've come and consider how you can continue to grow. Self-reflection gives you clarity, helps you stay on course, and ensures that your growth is purposeful. The path will not always be easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments where progress feels slow. But let me remind you that every day you show up, every time you choose to keep going, you are creating the future you desire. It's not the grand gestures, but the quiet persistence that builds success. So, I urge you, take responsibility for your growth. Commit to showing up, even when it's hard. Embrace the process of improvement, no matter how small it seems. Know that every step forward, no matter how tiny, is still progress. Trust that with patience, consistency, and belief in yourself, you will see incredible transformation. Thank you for being here today, for listening, and for committing to this journey. Remember, it's the 1% improvements that will lead you to greatness. Keep striving, keep growing, and above all, keep believing in the power of small steps. Thank you, and may your journey of improvement lead you to amazing places.